Today we're going to do grade 12 trigonometry, and we have that if tan of alpha is equals to negative 5 over 12 such that alpha is between 0 and 180, use a sketch to determine the value of the following expression without a calculator. 3 sine alpha minus 2 cos alpha. Okay, so we need to have our sketch over here. Okay, and this is 0, this is 90, this is 180, this is 270. Okay, now what did the restriction say? They said from 0 to 180. So we cannot take anything that's this side. So we're going from 0 to 180. And now we have a negative sign, and remember 10 is y over x. This means that either y or x should be negative in order for us to have a negative. But as you can see, we ruled out the negative y axis. So this means that x is the negative one. So this means the negative side of x. So our diagram will come this side. This means that x is negative 12, y is positive 5, and we would have to find r. Okay, so we're going to say x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Then our x is negative 12, our y is 5, and r squared. And then we square root both sides, and then we will find 13 is equals to r. Now for r, for our hypotenuse, we never use plus minus because our hypotenuse is always positive. Okay, now let's find 3 sine alpha minus 2 cos alpha. Okay, now sine is y over r. So our y is 5, and then our r is 13 minus 2, and then cos is x over r. So it's going to be negative 12 over 13. Now 3 times 5 is 15 divided by 13. This negative and this negative will become a positive. So 2 times 12 is 24 over 13. Now the denominators are the same, so you can just add the numerators. So 15 plus 24 is 39 divided by 13, which is just 3. Okay, so we have found 3 sine alpha minus 2 cos alpha. Okay, let's go to 5.2, and we need to have our cost diagram. Remember, A is for all, S is for sine, T is for tan, C is for cos. And our reductions are as follows: 90 minus theta, 360 plus theta, 180 minus theta, 90 plus theta, 180 plus theta, and 360 minus theta, and finally negative theta. Okay, so 360 minus p would be in the fourth quadrant. How is sine there? Sine is negative, so this becomes negative sine of p. And then cos of 270 is simply 0. And then we have sine 90 minus p. If you remember your co-ratios, you should know that this changes to cos of p. And then we have tan of 180 plus p. Now 180 plus p should be in the third quadrant, and tan is positive there, so this becomes tan of p. And then we have tan of 360 minus p, and 360 minus p is in the fourth quadrant, and tan is negative there, so this becomes negative tan of p. So on top we will have negative sine p. This tan and this tan will cancel out. We will have cos of p, and this should give us negative 10 of p. Okay, now calculate the value of values of x, where x is an element of real numbers, from negative 90 to 270. Okay, so we have sine x equals to cos 2x minus 1. So remember, this is a double angle, so we have three identities, which is cos squared minus sine squared, 2 cos squared minus 1, and 1 minus 2 sine squared x. So now looking at the three, which one is the most reasonable to change to? I would say it's sine, because we already have a sine here. If we change it to cos, this means we're gonna have to change some more things. So let's just change it to sine. So we're gonna have 1 minus 2 sine squared x minus 1, and then we have sine of x. Now this positive 1 is going to cancel out with the negative 1. So you're going to be left with negative 2 sine squared. Now I know some of you attempted to divide. When there is a square, a cube, you do not divide both sides. You take it to the other side, and then what you will see is that now you have a common factor, and here our common factor is sine, and you will say 2 sine x plus 1 equals 0. So now sine x equals 0, or 2 sine x equals negative 1. So we're going to take arc sine of 0, and this should give us 0 and 180. Okay, and this side we divide by 2 both sides, and we should get negative 1 over 2, and then we take arc sine of negative 1 over 2, and x should be negative 30.